All right, you guys. It has been a shit show today, let me tell you what. I couldn't really record anything. It was a survival point in the trip where me and my nephew and I had both fallen in the river with our gear. I've got it all sprawled out here. JoJo's trying to get warmed up right now. I've got him on top of my coat. Everything else is soaked. We got the tent set up, thankfully. I got some firewood cut up. And from my boot, from my knees down, my boot's completely filled with water. I tried doing some recording, but I was so numb. I was going into hypothermia. And my boots were completely filled. My feet, my legs, everything was just frozen ice. Everything had turned to hard ply. We couldn't get the cameras to work. I couldn't get my camera to work. It was just fogging over on my GoPro and on my Canon and on my iPhone 15. So nothing was working, and it truly was a survival experience. We are up in here probably just over a mile, and we've got a squall of snow that came, and we knew that we couldn't make it out of here. We had already crossed the river. We were freezing. We knew what we needed to do was continue forward instead of going back and trying to haul everything full of ice. Excuse me, hauling everything full of ice all the way back to the truck. Come here, Jojo. Duke, come here. Come here. I'm trying to get Duke, the ice off of Duke's paws. I had to get him a fire quickly. I put him inside my sleeping bag deep to keep him warm. I opened him up, so the inside of my sleeping bag is now soaked. I'm probably not going to sleep tonight. I'm probably going to sit by a fire and get everything thawed out because I can't sleep on things that are soaking wet. But with that being said, I'm probably not going to do any filming tonight. I'm going to try and get everything undone. I've got an incredible amount of snow inside the tent, and I need to get everything dried off. So tonight's not the night for footage. I wish I would have gotten it all on footage, but unfortunately it was one of those things where it was like, okay, either record or be safe. Finally, sun. Oh yeah. Well, hopefully it's here to stay at least for a few hours. Sometimes that's how it is in Utah. It'll be like this, beautiful, and then bam. Well, that wind is really kicking out there, isn't it? Let that cook for a little longer. We had one hit the deck, didn't we? I guess that one's going to be yours, but it's got to cool down, bud. Check these out. I got these bad boys online. It's just a spatula and a spoon, right? Duke, no. You put them together. Spatula. Or no, they're called tongs.
It's fucking crazy outside right now. I'm telling you what. I don't have my gun with me. I forgot it. At this point, I'm probably half a mile from my tent, and this is serious cat country. So I gotta be careful. These cats will be hiding in these little trees, or like in a little thing like this right here, laid down in there. So I gotta be careful. Utah's got a problem with cats. Jesus. This snow is very deep. With snowshoes on, I'm probably down 12 inches. feet. This is beautiful. Actually, what I'm going to do is take this off in sections that I can carry. I'll start up here so I'm not cutting on the ground. How gratifying is that? I checked the distance. It was just over half a mile, 0.6 one way. So just over a mile. So I carried this log that don't weigh much. I bet you it's 50 pounds. Carried about a half a mile. It took me 40 minutes. Sections of this snow are 1 foot to 4 feet. Just depends on where the wind's blowing, you know what I'm saying? But the weather is relentless, it won't give up. I've just been cutting wood and cutting wood and cutting wood. It was so bad at one point I couldn't even get out of the tent. It was a complete total whiteout. So there was no point in filming, you couldn't see nothing. 10 feet in front of you maybe. At least it's letting up a little bit right now, so I want to get out. It's probably getting to be about 5 o'clock, I bet you. The sun's, I'm assuming, going down. I can't see nothing.
last night was miserable. Like I had said before, I don't know if I edit that or not, but I'll say it again. We came up in here just over a mile, 1.25, and there was private property on each side, and a big squall came in. A big squall came in, we couldn't see anymore. And so we couldn't go and just camp on each side because it was private property. So we had to cross the river to be respectful. All my stuff got wet and it was horrible. But I ended up freezing. We had to get stuff going as soon as we could. And I broke my snowshoe. Pissed me off. I should have gotten more expensive ones. I was like, these $65 ones will be fine. And I ended up stepping on a branch, shoved it right through the snowshoe. If you guys know a company that makes good snowshoes that you think are almost indestructible, please let me know. I didn't have these on in 25 minutes and I already broke them. It was a disappointment. But we'll see what we'll see. We'll see. If you guys have any advice for Guy, let me know, please. I gotta get cutting this. Whew. Looks like my fire's dead in the tent. I'll have to get it re-going. Maybe it's going, it's just burning super clean, I don't know.
Thought that looked a little off. I put the creamer in the sugar and the sugar in the creamer. I was like, God damn, that sugar's messed up. That's the creamer. Alright, we're gonna have us an extra sweet one today. I do a hot chocolate and I do this black coffee right here. My wife buys these from somebody that like sells them. It's this right here. And that stuff is pretty fire. Really gets you lit, get you moving.
This is my thing that I keep all my spices and stuff in, you know what I'm saying? That had some up here, but these bottles up here, I didn't see it when I was purchasing it on Amazon. It has nice little glass bottles in here, and they're real glass, but they had corks in them, and I didn't realize that, you know what I'm saying? Those don't work. Maybe if they were going to stay on top of a table permanently, but I was like, why would they put corks on a carrying case? And these corks they're silly. They're silly corks. They do not work. Duke's over here thinking he's going to be funny and slip him a piece of sausage out of that pan, you know. Stay on him. You want to sit up here with your dad, huh? Yeah, you do. Oh my God, you're such a cute... Oh, you're such a cute little shit. Yes, you are, huh? I was going to leave him at home. He's been camping a few times in the fifth wheel, you know what I'm saying? And he really likes the fifth wheel. Huh. And then we take him tent camping too. I take him tent camping, and that dude seen me pull the bag out, this sleeping bag and the backpack. And that dude knew. He started running all over the house, everything. He was so excited. I was going to leave him at home, but he started screaming at the back door. Bloody murder. I wasn't even leaving yet. I just took the stuff to the truck, and he thought I was leaving him, and the dude started tripping out like crazy. Huh, Duke? What do you think, mister? Huh, you was freaking out. You thought your dad left you, huh? Alright, you little shit. Oh, yeah. Y'all tuckered out? You just woke up. Whew. What a difference those snowshoes make. It's too bad they broke, you know what I'm saying? It is absolutely too bad they broke. I was really hoping to have some nice snowshoes. I've never used snowshoes before. That was my first experience. And let me tell you, you sure do stay on top of the snow. Man, they were delightful for the first... Well, they still work, but they broke, you know what I'm saying? As soon as they broke, just a few minutes in, gosh, that was upsetting, you know? You spend your hard-earned money for something you think it's good, and they ended up not being that good. I'll show you guys the snowshoes tomorrow. Sorry for all the talking, you guys, but I got a lot to go over. But when we first got here, I was starting to... We came in because of the snow squall. As soon as we crossed the river, bam. It was so peaceful. There was no snow. It had settled down huge. It had settled down huge. Maybe 5-mile-an-hour winds or something like that. And it was like almost nothing was ever there. There was never a storm. I started shoveling. We got about 15 minutes into shoveling. And bam, just like that, a huge snow squall came in again. I hadn't been able to really record much in the morning. I was able to brush my teeth, get some water. It was beautiful. And then bam, right after that again. And you know, I was still drying stuff out at this point, and I've still got a blanket outside, and it's literally a piece of like, it's like a brick. And it was just, it had absorbed too much water in the river. I couldn't get it. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna get on this. We're gonna keep recording for the night. Even if it's bad tomorrow, I'm gonna do nothing but record. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try and record all the highlights and try and get as much footage as I can to compensate for the day that was lost. And the half of day today, more than half of the day today, it was about 2 o'clock. I got out and started doing more stuff besides getting water and things like that. I did organize the tent and clean the tent because I was splitting so much wood in here. It was insane. And speaking of splitting wood, we got some things to go over with splitting wood. There was a guy on YouTube. I think his name was like Zena or Zema or Zima or something like that. But he said in there, he was like, I don't understand why people beat the shit out of their knife with a hatchet or an axe when that's the job for the axe. So just so you know, let me show you this knife here, okay? Just so you guys know. I mean, he's got a legitimate statement, and I understand where he's coming from, but he doesn't understand why people do it. And I wanted to go into detail a little bit about that, okay? So, first off, this right here is a beautiful knife. I've had it for many years, maybe 10 years. I always try and keep a nice sharp edge on it. It's got a curly birch handle. It's made by Castrum, and it's made in Lapland, Sweden. What a remarkable knife. I had done a lot of research on this knife when I lived in Michigan. I love this knife. It was like Bushcraft of the Year for some amount of years. And I really just cherish this knife. Like, I love this more than I love my vehicles. But over the years of beating on it with axes and other things, you can see there's not really too much damage on that if you can see it. You know, there's some tiny little impressions, like very, very small on the side. But to answer your question, the gentleman that left the message, I had surgery on my shoulder, and I can't really baton with a stick that well. It is getting better, but after setting up, my arm will be like super dead, super tired. I separated my bicep from my pec, and I separated everything from the shoulder, and I ripped the rotator cup 100%. And that was last April, and so it's almost been a year, right? 10 months. But I still really do struggle with hard activities with that shoulder. I don't know if it'll ever be the same again. But regardless, that's why I was using that axe, you guys. It's got a heavier end on it, so it's less force going down batoning wood. Now, the proper way, obviously, would to baton wood inside the tent would be to use a stick, okay? And the reason why I wasn't using the axe in here is because it's in here. I don't want to punch a hole through my floor or miss or maybe get hurt or something like that. But really, I should have been doing it outside. But the problem is that day that I was chopping that inside the tent. One of the tent experiences, it was minus 15 outside. It was very frigid. I think that was the first video I put up. And then the third video that I had put up, you had seen me doing it again. And again, it was just frigid outside. The wind was blowing a little bit, but it was real frigid. I wanted to be inside where it was a little bit cooler. And so that's why I was doing it inside the tent, you guys. But yeah, what an amazing knife, right? I have this guy in Utah, and he made this right here for me. How dope is that? That's exactly how I asked for it to be done. I got a really nice knife for this sheath. I ordered it online. So this right here is where I keep a can opener right here. And that's for strike and flint, or a ferrocerium rod. And that's this right here, right? But this, I like this deep pocket. That way I don't lose it. I didn't have that before. Before I just had a little string on it right here. And I was always afraid of losing it. But yeah, it fits in there nicely. My other sheath, it comes up to right here, so I really dig it, and I got a dangler on it. But this is the part that I like. It's sewn in. You know what I'm saying? There's no chance that that's going to rip off my belt, you know? And that's why I like it so much. And then this one right here, this is a knife that my father got me probably about 15 years ago. And once again, he had this shipped to me in Michigan. But maybe it was 10 years ago. He had this shipped to me in Michigan, but the same guy made this sheath right here. You know what I'm saying? And then I got another ferrocerium rod in here. I've never used that one before. This is just a backup just in case. Got it tucked in there. He made this one. The little button fell off over years, but you can kind of see in there that there's some lint from the wash machine in there, because I do like to use flint and steel for fires. On this trip, I'm not, because I'm not trying to play around out here. And I want to go over this knife right here. My father bought me this knife. This was my very first knife. This is my pride and joy. I love this one probably as much as I love that one, maybe even a little bit more, because it was from my father. It's got a lot of sentimental value. This is the Fieldcraft by Brothers of Bushcraft, but you can just see how much work I've put in on that knife, man. This knife has cut so many trees, so many limbs. It's batoned so much wood. I have beat the living shit out of this knife, and it has never failed me. Like, I've had this thing shoved down in logs and stuck, and I've just beat the hell out of it with a hatchet trying to get it out. And, you know, wedging it would be proper, but sometimes in the cold, you get a little desperate and you get a little bit less patient. And you usually, sometimes I use ergonomics that aren't really that good, but that's how I get it done. And I keep a crazy sharp edge on this right here. I love that knife so much. And I'm going to keep that right there. And I kind of wish this one went down in there, but I've never had any problems with it. It is a heavier knife. It's great for batoning. And I've never even lost this screw out of here. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to go over that. I'd like to go over another thing with you guys. This is, again, the same leather maker. He's sort of like, I kind of like have this little P right here for porcupine outdoors. I really like it. It's kind of like supposed to be like a quell and a saw blade, but he did that with a wood burner. I love it. Even though it isn't exactly what it was that I was looking for, he came up with that. I just said run it. I could see it in a photo that he had sent me. I didn't want him redoing it because he'd already spent so much time on it. But I just love it now. It's really grown on me a lot. That P right there, you know what I'm saying? That's pretty dope. So, I like this because before I had a wax bag, right? I had a wax bag, and that's how I kept it in there. But it was just really sloppy. It didn't really look like it belonged, but it served its purpose. But anyway, we got this right here. Now, the only thing that I have a hard time with, this is Baril. I've had this saw for, I bet you 7 or 8 years. I've never had it fail one time. Still the original blade. And I couldn't even begin to tell you. How much wood I've actually cut with this saw right here. But with that being said, I love that every time. It never gets old. With that being said, you know, you can see here, these screws fell out. And I just now realized that those screws fell out. I just realized it like last month. You know what I'm saying? I got one screw out of all 4. I've got one in there. And so I don't know if your guys' saws are doing that on the Baril 21 or what. But, you know, it's kind of upsetting. This is an expensive saw, but, I mean, I get it. Things shake out. But maybe what the manufacturer needs to do is perhaps use a little bit of Loctite on those to get those to stay. I'm going to have to try and find some screws for that. Maybe I'll reach out to Baril and see if they can hook me up. Because some of these machine screws are not, they're not like something you can't get, but it is sort of like molded around, and it kind of catches the edge of the plastic. So I've never lost it. I don't necessarily know if you need the screws there, but it would make me feel a lot better if they were there. I mean, if that's how it is from the factory, it's probably how it should be. But this saw is just dope, you guys. I really cut an insane amount with it. I really enjoy it. Awa Canyon. I don't know if that's how you pronounce that or not. That's another one of my gears I use. I probably shouldn't be going over gear on YouTube and giving people free props or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I'm really proud of my gear, and so the stuff I do have, I like to show it off, kind of like a show and tell, you know, because I just take great pride in it, and it really makes me happy to have it. I don't mean to bore you guys, but this is a forest axe. It's an axe for felling trees, made by Gransford Brook. I've had all of my hatchets for probably close to 10 years. And I bought the upgraded sheaths for this axe that are absolutely lovely. And the stock sheath that it comes with from the store, it's not so bad either, you know what I'm saying? It's lovely as well. But I went ahead and had every one of my hatchets have custom sheaths put on. Now, I like these ones because you have to slide off the handle. And if you're backpacking, you can't lose that sheath. It's not going to get ripped off and fall on the ground. That's the primary purpose of this. But let me show you this, okay? So it just comes off the end of the handle like that. Real beautiful, right? And then this is my felling axe. I have hit some things with it. On this trip right here, I've got some minor chips in it. I'm gonna have to take a bastard file. I'm gonna have to file those out when I get home, or maybe I'll put it on a stone while I'm here. I brought one. Maybe that's probably actually what I'll do. I got a little whetstone, but what a beautiful felling axe. I really love this axe. This is the forest felling axe, I believe is what it's called. My shoulder's working too hard with that little hatchet, and so I brought the felling axe just to give me a little bit more love and really just try and get through that wood without trying to struggle so hard. Go ahead and put these away, you guys. We're gonna get dinner started, huh? How does steak sound? I'm starving. Bust out a steak. We'll have steak and maybe we'll do a potato. I don't know. Not really feeling potatoes, but at the same time, I kind of am feeling potatoes and onions. Oh man, it's starting to sound good. Let's get this party started, huh? Let's do it, you guys. Oh shit, I need a knife for freaking cutting things. Let's use the brother of bushcraft. Here's the super secret spices. Oh! Gosh dang it. Oh my goodness. So much water. Absolutely insane weather, dude. Alright, enough of being outside today. What are you thinking, Mr. Shell? Huh? Huh? Ook, ook. What are you thinking? This dog is so damn cool. I have 4 dogs. you've seen in the first video I posted is Max and Powder. They are brother and sister. I had their dad for about almost 14 years before he died. Old age. He was a Stafford, purebred. And then these are, and then him and Max and Powder are Stafford Blue Nose. And then you might hear me call this dog Jojo sometimes on accident. That's because we've had one now for a Yorkie. We've had him for 8 years. And Max and Powder are 8 years old too. And so sometimes I get them mixed up. We've had him for a year. And my wife was mad. Ooh, she was mad I got another dog. But now she loves him so much, huh? Huh, Ook? You could probably see water dripping in the camera, maybe. That's the insane amount of condensation on this tent, dude. That's the only thing that sucks about it. Excuse me. The cold weather's got my throat messed up. And all the smoke that I've been breathing in here. But I have a yarn octa. I think I've said it before. I've never put a video on it, I don't think. But I was wanting to bring it, but God, I'm sure glad I didn't. I like it because it's canvas material, but I've used it one time when I knew I was going to start this channel, and I just took it out for a test run, my wife and I, and we used it, and Jesus Christ, that thing was flapping around all over the damn place. We had it tied down beautiful, you know. I know how to stake a tent down. And because of the shape of it, the wind came in and went like this and ripped the frickin' chimney. And I got a little T1 Mini, a Palmolive titanium stove, dope ass little stove, but it has that roll pipe on it, and it bent that roll pipe in half, and I ended up cutting it up in the middle of the night, cut the pipe in half, so that way I could keep my wife warm. And I ended up cutting the pipe in half and getting it tacked back in. But yeah, what a disappointment. That really sucks. So I'm trying to become better on how it is I do some stuff. This small tenting, like camping in, like backpacking in, that shit's not no joke, you know what I'm saying? When I was thinking that the canvas tent was all this and that, and the big canvas tents, in which they are, they're badass, you know, I have a great time with it. But with those, really what you do is you pull up with your truck, you throw the shit out on the floor, and you get busy. With this, you're able to venture off and put it in, which, you know, it's heavy as hell. I bet my sled weighed 200 pounds coming in because I brought so much shit. And that's another thing. I really need to figure out how I'm going to minimize that. This stove weighs 30 pounds alone. That's the bad thing about it. But that T1 Mini, that thing ain't going to... Ooh, it's coming hard, that snow. Holy shit. You guys hear that? That T1 Mini, it ain't keeping this tent warm. Not this time of year. That T1 Mini is going to be sweet for the spring, you know what I'm saying? Spring, fall, that's when that stove will be good. Or if you just want to use a sleeping bag to stay warm, you know what I'm saying? I guess you could. But that T1 Mini The only downfall is not a lot of space on top to cook, you know what I'm saying? They make another one bigger than, I think it's called the brick. That's the one I'm gonna buy next, dude. Ouch, you bastard. Have some skin with my potatoes. All right. Oh. Oh yeah, baby. That's that secret sauce right there, baby. You know what I'm saying? So fire, dude. I bet there's not any seasonings out there better than these ones. Oh, straight fire. That boy is gonna be good. I'll set those to the side. Oh, gosh dang it. So, I do have a chicken. It's a whole chicken. And I was like, dude, how sweet would it be to have a rotisserie chicken outside on a stick and roll it and cook it and just have fun with it for the day? And it's a complete shit show outside. So I don't know if we're going to be able to cook it or not, you guys. So, we'll see. We will see. Ooh. So in yesterday's storm, I've already packed this truck a couple times, actually probably 5 or 6 times, getting firewood. In Utah, we don't have a lot of trees, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes you gotta hike for the wood. There's a lot right here, but it's all punk wood. It's all rotted out. You can see in front of me over here in that little opening, there's probably some big game coming through that this morning. Perhaps a cat. Those cats are real big up here. I don't know how the cats are where you guys are from, but the cats here are every bit as big as me, and
I'm 5'10", 230. I don't know how much the cats weigh. I haven't been into cat hunting even though I'd like to. But I see pictures online of my buddies around here holding up them cats. And they've got them strung up in the air and like a bear hug to show it. And their feet are still on the ground. So the cats here are massive. I brought my sled today. I have a feeling it's going to be damn cold tonight. It's important I get this wood and start cutting it. It's about lunchtime now, so I'm gonna get processing this wood. First, I gotta get this to last me through the night, get it all chopped up. Tomorrow's our last day here. We're gonna get home, kick our feet up, relax, probably not eat anything tomorrow. That way I can feel healthy on Monday for work. Let my body digest and flush everything out that I've eaten today. I've learned one thing, and it's that this is not a fat boy sport. And if you're a fat boy like me doing this, props to you. I need to lose some weight, at least 50 pounds to continue this. So I'm gonna go on a, not really so much a diet, but so much not be a fat ass and eat everything I see. That's my problem. I love food. Food and beer. Okay, we got something here. This is probably deer. Track stops there. Track stops there. Maybe it's not a deer. Possibly a coyote. I can't see the definite footprint, but it's somewhere right here in these trees. Somewhere. Make sure I'm not being watched by something ugly. That was going to be just right to burn. I have a feeling it's going to be a shit show going back. Here we go. Jesus. Hope that holds, because I didn't bring a saw or nothing. So we're about a half a mile away. 0.64 is what we read yesterday. And I'm not gonna fight this damn thing the whole way. So I wanna make sure it's tight on. That way I can just make it happen. So we're gonna come like this, bring it around. Hopefully that'll hold. A little overloaded. See what we get. I'm so tired and fatigued for the 2 prior days here chopping all this wood and snowshoeing. I'll miss this place until the next time. I don't need to stand up huge and take huge swings. These are small logs. I want to be meticulous and safe. So I'm at a very, what seems to be an awkward stance, but it's safe for me. Duke, in the house. In the house. Good boy. Stay, Duke. Stay in the house. I grew up with a wood stove in my house. My father had a wood stove and a fireplace. I've been chopping wood since I was probably like 10. And I always thought it was cool chopping firewood. My old man let me have the splitting maul. I went to town. One time I was using it when he was at work and I wasn't allowed to, and I wanted to surprise him and chop all the wood. And the splitting maul ricocheted off and it hit my big toe. Left a hell of a dent in it, blackened the whole toe. Thank God it didn't cut my toe off. But I never told him about it. Still to this day. I didn't want to get my ass beat. Like any father would have for his kid not listening. Especially with something so dangerous. It wasn't like it was, I took a treat or something, you know. I could have really hurt myself. Stay in there, Uki. Damn it. It's very round. Very hard to hit right. Big old knot in her. Duke, in the house. Thank you, Duke. I might end up regretting that one. Big old knots in it. She's not gonna cut.
Alright, you guys, Duke and I are just chilling right now. I'm about to enjoy this cup of hot cocoa. Sure is good, but it sure is hot. Gotta wait for that to cool down a little bit. And then we're gonna get ready to do some chicken. I was wanting to do a rotisserie chicken outside, but it is just coming down like crazy with snow. Damn it. So, what we're gonna do is put it in a pot. We'll throw some onion in there if we got any onion. What do we got here? We got some onion. We got some pea pods, some serranos, y chile, the green chili. How do you say it in English? I forget. Green pepper? A bell pepper? A green bell pepper? Got some garlic. We got some secret spices. I won't say what those are. And we got a couple eggs. This will be our last meal until we bounce. Huh, Duke? No, you gotta stay over there, my boy. No, you gotta stay over there, my boy. Don't look at me cute like that, I swear. Don't. Okay, come here. Come on. Let's go, my boy. Oh, my boy. You say hi to the camera, Ook? Huh, Ook, Ook? He's such a funny dog. Alright, you guys, well, I tried to get better. I tried a couple tricks with editing and stuff like that. And man, that's a lot of work, especially in 1 foot to 4 feet of snow, depending on where we're walking because of the drifting. It has just been an insane trip for us, you know what I'm saying? First, falling in the river, didn't have it on camera, damn it. Now I gotta start filming from the second I leave the truck. Everything was soaked. All the cameras were fogged, everything. The cameras didn't get wet, thankfully. But they had gotten like a moisture in the camera and I couldn't get any of them to dial in for me. Everything else soaking wet, including me. All my spare clothes, everything was soaked, minus a few very important things. I was very, very lucky to have it only be as bad as what it was. But we'll be bouncing tomorrow in the morning, right after I have a cup of coffee. I'll end up leaving and I'll get this edited. Hopefully I can have it edited by Tuesday for you guys. We'll see what's going on between work and everything like that. And then next weekend, I'm going to come up again. And we're going to keep doing this and doing it and doing it and doing it until I get the channel to where it is that I want. And even then, we're still not going to give up, right? We're going to keep going. And we'll just see where the channel grows and how it takes us and everything like that. I was coming up here again. I was coming up here expecting, after those couple videos I had posted, to have 20 subscribers, and I was going to feel really lucky if I got that, because I've heard stories. But thankfully, when I came up here, I had like 140 subscribers in like the first 9 or 10 days. So I felt super, super, super lucky, super blessed. And I appreciate you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? It means the world to me. And for Dookie. And we're just going to keep working hard for you guys so you guys can really see what's going on. I've decided to travel. I've decided to camp into the summers. We'll use the fifth wheel and we'll still go tent camping. Probably not tent camping. Maybe tent camping, but probably more like sleeping bag and hiking. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a tarp. I would like to be to 1,000 subscribers by June. That would be awesome. I would like to be to 1,000 subscribers. I would like to have my 4,000 hours of watch time. That way I can try and get monetized. You know what I'm saying? I've got to have 500 or 1,000 subscribers. It's something like that. I don't know how many subscribers it is. I think it's 500 actually. And then you got to have 4,000 hours of watch time. So I'm hoping to be there by June, you guys. I'm going to work my hardest to try and get there. You know what I'm saying? I know that these channels, they just don't grow very fast. But we are going to try our hardest to get it by June. If I'm not constantly repeating myself. All right, you guys, we're gonna get on dinner in just a minute. We're gonna finish this chocolate, and we'll see you guys then. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for watching, you guys. What do you think, Ook Ook? Huh? What do you think? Tell them. Tell them. That was 2 wings, 2 legs, 2 thighs, a liver, 2 kidneys, and a heart. All right, you guys. Well, I pigged that down. I was starving. Holy cow. All right, we'll see you guys in the morning for some coffee. We'll see what the weather's like. We got a lot to roll out tomorrow. We got a lot to pack up and push through this snow when it's deep. So we're 1.25 miles, and I have a feeling we're going to get a good workout. I'm already exhausted, and I'm glad the trip's coming to an end because I'm pretty tired. So we did what we wanted. 4 days, 3 nights, and we'll get back to the grind on Monday. And then I'll plan on doing just an overnighter next weekend. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the morning. Well, we definitely got some snow. There's my nephew. That's a picnic table next to him with about a foot of snow on it. Fresh snow. All right, you guys, thanks for watching. I'm gonna get off of here so I can start packing. It's about 6:30, 6:45 in the morning. I've pretty much got everything out of the tent. Now I just need to get the snow cleaned up around the tent so I can break down the tent. All right, you guys, I broke everything down. This morning it was absolutely beautiful. It was probably like, I bet it was 10 degrees. It was really nice getting out of the sleeping bag, lighting a fire, having a cup of coffee. And I had already put most of my stuff in the bags. I got up at about 5:30. It's about maybe 7:30 now or something like that. But anyway, George is busting his setup down there. And Duke and I are getting ready to head out. And we're going to make sure he gets out, warm up the truck, and head out of here, check out the mountains. It's pretty beautiful, isn't it? Really nice. Super, super, super nice. There were some coyotes yapping right there last night. There's probably about 2 of them. It sounded like 30 of them, right? But probably 2 of them going at it. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Sorry I didn't get more content of everything. It was insane, stupid outside. We were very lucky to, honestly, we're very lucky to get out of here with nothing hurt, no damaged equipment. The cameras all ended up getting thawed out. Nobody got hurt, number one. I don't think we've got any frostbite. I think George says he's pretty good. We got everything dried out. Now everything's dried out on the cots. Now it's time to go home. So it's like it's in reverse. We got here, it's wet. We're going home, it's dry. But, all right, you guys, peace out. Thanks for watching. Have a good Sunday.